last time on Strixhaven, we were reunited with Nim, who apparently was not in the bathroom. He said that he was reuniting, or like, yeah, he was like reuniting a family for Christmas or something like that. We all called bullshit, but I digress.
Wait, I thought he really did.
Anyway, there was some conversation, and then we, as a group, moved on to our next class, which was like introduction to draconic something or other. I'm actually really terrible at this school thing, guys. But anyway, we felt like this weird, ominous presence as we were approaching the classroom, and we were like, huh, that's weird. I wonder why it feels like we're gonna die if we step through there. But, you know, we went into the classroom, and it still felt like evil was gonna crawl right out of the walls, but it toned down a little bit once the professor, quotation marks, arrived with another this is Natalie, not August. Very handsome professor brought him in and dropped off a folder, and anyone who knows that was Círdan, who, yes. Anyway, moving right along. So we had class, and the teacher, Rakesh, made all of, at least our PP Pack group, go up and, like, introduce ourselves to the class kind of awkwardly. Mostly because it seemed like he was probably, I don't know, he was like testing us, being like that. And we went through class, and then after class we had to move on to physical education, also known as PE, where we met Professor Poe, who is just a wee little owl of a man, but he's seen it all, apparently. And I had a very interesting encounter with Seti. Definitely thinks that I'm not just here to be at school, but I stood my ground and said that I'm here to learn things, just like all the other students. And then there was a very interesting, possibly budding romance scene between Lorelei and our big, wonderful
Hojo.
Anyway, yeah, I was getting there. Thank you. Right. So we found out as well, because Apple showed up, and he told us that my brain is a little bit tired. Holy moly. Our teacher, hello, the one that got hurt and went to the infirmary.
Olivine?
Thank you. I wanted to say Olivia. I'm like, that's not it, but it's really close. She actually is like missing a small part of her soul, but she should hopefully recover. Hopefully. But yeah, so crazy things happening. And if you want all the details, you'll be able to catch it on the YouTube in a few days. I apologize it's not there yet. But yeah, I was everywhere. I wasn't prepared. I'm so sorry.
You did a great job.
All right, so we begin the session with our vignette. Finnick.
Woo.
Where? What?
I need you to roll a perception check.
Oh, okay. 17.
How she convinced you, Finnick, to let her show you something, a secret, according to her own words. You aren't sure. your footing, socially and narratively, feels off kilter, helter-skelter, if you will. Not only because you are not glamoured, you have shifted into your form that is of height with a pixie. She let go of your hand only long enough for you to shift size. Perhaps it is the curiosity, the secrets that she's promised. Perhaps it is this taut string between the two of you, the fear, the interest to learn about your enemy. After all, the more you know, Finn, the better prepared you'll be. Your kind has never, as they would say, taken bread with an unseelie. Too often, Fae, and especially Fairy, get close to an unseelie only to have their wings and power devoured. Regardless, and despite the helter-skelter feeling, you find yourself at the biblioplex. She has taken you to the room where the magical snarl thrums with an omniscient pulse. With your 17, you notice that the magical snarl upon your entry into the room feels sentient. It feels as if it is watching you, Finn. And you hear a woman's voice, an echo of a manifestation of your past. Her sweet little boy. Her sunshine and her ray. But with this 17, there is something distorted in the voice. The room where the magical snarl lies is a wide, almost theater-like room. There are locations all around the cylindrical tube of a massive room that could be a coliseum if it really wanted, that mats have been laid out for, as Mist has described them, duels between students. A sort of crossing of wands, if you will. Magic versus might on occasion also happen in this room. Partially because she's describing, and her voice, Finnick, feels like it's getting further and further away as she's fluttering near your left. But you're hearing the magical snarl speak to you over on your right. And it's your mom, but it isn't. I need you to make a charisma saving throw. You have advantage on this saving throw.
Oh lordy, have mercy. Advantage, I'm gonna need it. Oh, that's good. Charisma saving throw. Okay, that is what is that? That's a 19. Okay, 19.
The magical snarl is beckoning you closer, and you manage to shake off the feeling, to push whatever magical beckoning there is. Are you actually listening to me, Finnick Reed? And Mist snaps her wings, and in a blink of an eye, she's nose to nose with you. Or are you getting distracted?
No, 100% listening. Yeah, absolutely. You were just you were describing the mats. Yeah, that's I was listening. I promise.
Good. Because as soon as winter semester hits, you're all going to be dueling. And not only within your year. but I could help you. After all, we've got an arrangement. And she reaches up to move a blonde strand back into place. An icy aura is emanating from her skin, and her wings are fluttering at a rapid pace. They simply look like black light, vestiges of glowing power. What I really wanted to show you, Finnick, is not something you fairies would do with magic. But I think you'll like it nonetheless. And she holds out her hand. And as she holds out her hand, Finnick, there's a shifting under her skin, almost like scales lifting and then twisting and flipping, until the tips of her fingers are elongated, blackened claws, like they've been dip-dyed. And the flesh isn't pale, though it does remind you of freshly driven snow. There's a mint and lavender sheen to the skin where it is not dyed black. You think for just a moment that this is the hand of a killer. What do you do?
What do you want to show me?
Magic.
What? I know magic.
Do you, though?
He just materializes a flower in his hand and then presents it to her.
As she reaches out to touch it, quick question, what kind and what color of flower is it?
I knew you'd ask me that. There, it is a it is a spider lily, a corpse flower, but it is not its typical red. It looks as if the color is deeper, as if the color of true blood, that blue, deep burgundy color.
So it's like almost has a pale or a blue, like oily sheen within the burgundy? Okay. So as Miss reaches...
Veins and arteries, like think of that, right? So veins carrying deoxygenated blood, they're darker, they have more reflected of blue light underneath the skin. That's what it looks like. It's the deoxygenated blood.
Okay. So as she reaches forward with that discolored hand, the tip of her claw traces along the path of one of the veins within the flower. And the vein begins to quiver, shivering with anticipation and excitement. And then it twitches in a jerking motion, and thorns sprout from the base of the flower, and they are reminiscent of something far too close to your capability. Another claw delicately touches the flower, and then with her middle and ring finger, she dips her fingers in to the bowel of the flower. And it is wicked, the look in her eyes, and sensual, Finnick. And the thorns burst and wrap around your wrist and down your arm, but they do not cut. They're sharp, and they caress the skin below your shirt. I can see that you know how to use the briars.
How do you know that?
The look in your eyes and the way they touch you, and you feel it shift. The flower pulsing and growing in size, her fingers still inside. And the feeling, Finnick, this is so much more intimate than it should be. And she grins in a feral way, flashing all of those sharp, pretty little teeth. I think you're not who you say you are.
I don't know what you mean.
She gazes at you for several heartbeats before she withdraws those two fingers, and they are slick with a glittering nectar. And she brings it to her mouth. And then she sucks the digits clean. And immediately, the briars shoo, and it's just your flower again.
How did you do that?
She reaches her hand out again. So do you want to see, 𝓵𝓙? You gonna let me show you?
Can you teach me how to control them?
Her eyes alight. Her expression says that she promises she will.
He hesitates, but knowing how to control them is important to him. As long as I can control them, then it's fine, right? They're fine.
She gives you a very subtle nod.
He takes her hand.
The ice of her skin tingles against your palm, and she tugs you forward in your tiny forms towards the center of the room where the magical snarl pulses. The scent of ozone and fire rises up, and the crackling of magic is like a prickling sensation just before a storm. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as she brings you to hover directly above this nuclear-powered magical energy.
It's a 16 plus 3 for a 19.
Okay, you manage not to become overwhelmed or faint in the presence of such articulated power. Something changes between the two of you. You feel her presence pushing against your very soul, and she whispers to you, Finn, "Let me in."
I don't know what you mean.
It's power sharing. Let me in, and I can teach you how to control them.
You just expect me to trust you,
She grins.
to let you in.
Oh, you can't trust me, Finn. But you could always throw me into this magic ball while I'll be eviscerated if I try to do anything cheeky.
And if I let you in, what does that mean? Will you do the same?
She nods. Don't you want to taste starlight? Don't you want to see what the night feels like? Aren't you curious how the other side lives, 𝖨𝓏𝓙?
Inside his head, he is in turmoil because this is like crossing a very dangerous boundary. Everything he has known his whole life, the hesitation is real, but at the same time, these briars that have been this curse for him, he wants to know what the fuck they're doing in his life. How do I open up?
Focus.
Focus on what?
Me. Do you feel it? And she grabs your other hand, and you feel more of that, like a swath of nighttime fabric, heavy and velvet, pushing against the very confines of your mind, begging, whispering to be let in.
And you promise not to mess around in there.
If I do,
It's not gonna hurt.
you'll be able to mess around in here. And she kind of tilts her head side to side. Make no mistake, 𝖨𝓏𝓙, I'll be as vulnerable as you in this situation. But that's the fun. And she like bends your arms downwards so that you and her are almost chest to chest. Vulnerability and control.
He will try to relax to let her in.
Okay? It is a Constitution saving throw.
This is not good, guys. This is not good. Can I use it? Can I use our inspiration?
You sure can.
Oh, it's much better. Oh, God. 17 plus 3 for dirty scoundrel of a 20.
It is consuming in a way that is both foreign and home, 𝖨𝓏. To describe this twisting of energies as your soul touches hers, it is a powerful perfume. It smells like home, and yet it is so foreign. It's completely out of your scope, and your body reacts in a way that is frighteningly intimate. There's no other way to describe it. But hers does the same. Cheeks flushing, pupils dilating, breath moving swift and fast. You can see the starry night that is mist. You can see these beautiful green roses with their sickly twisted briars and their red hooks and barbs. It is enigmatic. It is mystique. It is fascinating. Her magic feels good. And it's frightening because as your souls touch in this moment, Finn, you realize that she has devoured 𝓨. She has taken their very essence, eaten their wings relentlessly. The girl before you is as dangerous as she is beautiful, and she has taken a special interest in you. And that's when the magical snarl jerks. Arcs of magic at odd quadratic angles lash out around the bibliopex, smashing into columns, creating smoldering holes, and the entire building groans. And she says, quick, cast them and let me show you. But in this moment, below you, the snarl seems to be destabilizing. And she is shouting in your mind, do it now, 𝖨𝓙. It's your choice, 𝓨𝓪𝓪.
Oh, Christ. You want me to cast the King's Riders? Is that what you want me to cast? Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. The problem is that he doesn't know how to cast it. It just...
She's shouting in your mind, cast it. Cast it, and I will guide your hand. I will show you, 𝖨𝓙.
He is... Oh, he is weak. He is going to beg the Briars. Please, 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 just... Please don't hurt anyone. Please just come out. Please, please. Show yourselves.
Charisma saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Charisma saving throw at disadvantage. I rolled so nice on the one die. Why would you do that to me? The other one's like, okay. 15?
A 15 saving throw?
Yeah.
Not bad, but not good enough. You cannot use any inspiration on this roll. It is already said and done. Below you, the magical snarl has a pulse of energy that is quarter explosion, knocking several columns to the ground as stones begin to fall. As they do, your briars, twisted lovingly with hers in this beautiful black, green, and red array, form a net up and around you, and blooms open up. And as these blooms open, they begin to scream and call and cry like a siren song. And then your powers combine, create a different domain. You feel the dimension between worlds, using the power of the magical snarl and your connection with mist, opens up and expands. It is a nighttime garden, 𝖨𝓙. It is paradise, and it is horribly frightening. It is a gothic, operatic aperture. The perfection of spring and the death of winter made manifest at your behest. But you are succinctly aware the biblioplex is being destroyed all around the two of you, and mist is cackling. And she is calling you beautiful and stunning and amazing and perfect and so much more open-minded than all of the fools that you have ever been related to. And you lose yourself into the power and the feelings and the panic, and your vines wrap around mist and yourself, and she begins to scream, and you're vaguely aware of it, and from there are more screams, and you are screaming yourself, and you have to protect your mom. You have to get to her. There is something coming. It is a nothingness, and it is right there on the vestiges of your mind, and then you hear it. A silence as the domain finishes expanding. You are suspended in a graveyard. A nighttime array. Beautiful bouquet and gravestones as far as the eye can see. And some soiree in the dark with beautiful green lights. Laughter, dancing, masks on beautiful faces. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage, please.
Another disadvantage. disadvantage. Fuck me, guys. Oh no. Okay, it's really bad. I'm sorry. It's a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
12. I hate disadvantage. This is baloney. This is baloney.
12. Okay. All around you, the shouts have lessened. Maybe. Or perhaps you're just no longer hearing them. But you're so focused on the soiree that's being held nighttime in between autumn and winter. There's a crispness in the air and laughter and wine. You can smell it. There's a ring of dancers, all fairies. And you know that when they're done with their dance in the mortal domain, there will be a fairy ring. Beautiful mushrooms and flowers that bloom, that creates a portal twice a year to the Feywild and the prime material plane. Across from these fairy that you seem to recognize, the closer the vestige of you that's in this domain floats forward, there is another group doing a fairy circle. But it is not mushrooms that will sprout. It is something called a hunting ground. Twigs and sticks and dead pine cones and needles will fall in precarious ways throughout the woods, forming a serpentine infinity. Most people don't recognize the difference between unseelie, but you instinctually realize, Finnick, that that's what they're doing. Their version of a fairy circle. A loop. Both the mushroom ring and the hunting ground loop. Infinity. Two sides of the same coin. Summer and winter, spring and autumn. The briars that form the gate and the gazebo at the soiree are beautiful. And the lunar moths that glow with the light that you recognize from home paints something perfect. You have two choices, Finn. You can get closer to the dancing fae that are forming the infinity with their movements, their magic, their power. Or you can head out onto the dance floor, where standing at the head of all of it is a masked woman who is as beautiful and as terrifying as an unknown winter night. What do you do?
Nick he's drawn to what he recognizes, what he knows. And there's something so familiar about it that it feels comforting in the strangeness and panic that he'd been feeling before. So he's going to go towards the dance of the beautiful mushroom ring.
Okay, so you head towards the fairy circle. As you get there, all of the fae that are dancing are wearing masks. Their masks are skeletal. And there's one not dancing, standing outside the circle, cheering, that approaches you on all fours. Extra elongated limbs that are kind of twisted, hands for feet, feet for hands. You don't know when it speaks if the skeletal mask is actually a mask, Finnick. And it's frightening. Master Reed, would you like a little dance? The voice is pleasant that drops from the mask's horrid maw.
And who am I speaking to?
Just a humble servant, sir. Just a humble servant. And it lifts from the ground a glowing worm. Would you like a light, sir?
thank you, but I think I'm fine for now. I just came over to see what was happening.
Just a normal circle celebration, sir. Nothing else. Would you like to join?
I think I'd just like to watch for now, if that's all right.
Sure.
Have we met before?
I reckon we have met many times, sir.
You'll have to regale me a tale, then.
And he motions. Everyone moves out of your way as you approach what would be considered the viewing box, though there is no box. It is just a small, astute gathering, watching as the fairies dance. And this is the first time you realize, Finnick, you are in full regalia. And though the audience and the other players are hearing the name Finnick Reed, you are hearing your true name.
Oh, I knew it. Okay.
Do you look down at yourself or do you focus on the dancing?
He's going to definitely take a look at what he's wearing, if the colors are those he recognizes and has worn at home, if it's an outfit he knows.
What's your passive investigation?
14.
There are minute details from...
No, yes, 14, sorry.
Oh, it's 13?
14.
Okay.
The sheet doesn't work, so it's a mess,
Still
but yes.
a little, okay. 14 was the DC, so there are minute details from home. A crest, a symbol woven into the vest and coat. The coat has beautiful tails. Everything is bejeweled from the tip of the collar all the way down. When you move in the soft glow from the lunar moths, it glitters like diamonds, like freshly driven snow. There are symbols within the jacket and the embroidery on the vest that you do not recognize, but they feel familiar, especially the swirling filigree pattern around your heart and the briars that encircle the bouquet of flowers from your home. And then you realize the brocade, the embellishments, the embroidery, it all matches the woman wearing the fox mask standing at the head of everybody dancing over near the gazebo. Everyone, when you do glance there and then back, the types of dancing is very different. The dancing around the fairy circle is wild and uncontrollable, beautiful in its own way, passionate and lost. The dancing out on the soiree dance floor is meticulous. It's practiced. It's purposeful. You have a choice again to stay here and something will happen, or to move over to the soiree. Choice is up to Srikersly.
Oh, poo. I hate choices.
You will learn different things at either place.
So you're saying that what I'm wearing is similar to the lady who's standing there
The woman
at the head of the
yes,
yes.
she appears to be authority of some kind.
Oh. He's gonna turn to the guy who brought him over to the viewing box. And he's going to assume his position, knowing now that he is in full regalia, knowing now that they are using his true name, not the name that everyone else hears. Would you mind giving me an introduction, please?
Oh, sir. Sorry, sir. I'm not allowed on the dance floor. Cretins like me, us little scrigs, gotta stay over here. Now a scrig, Finnick, is a lesser unseelie. They are petty thieves. Typically, they lull children to witches and are paid with my new power.
How about for today? You can join me.
You're gonna give me my set of legs and a set of wings and let this old scrig actually get to be a fae?
I will do what I can to help you, as long as you accompany me.
This horrid, ugly little creature does a small tap dance on its hands for feet. And as it shifts all of its bones underneath loose skin and attempted fine clothing, click and clack. Oh boy, this old Skrig's so excited. And then he does something you're not expecting. And he rips his skull face off. And all that is exposed is a flat, unmarked, dripping, putrid face. In reaction, Finnick, there's a tingling in your palms. One palm is warm like a summer wind, and the other is as cold as the deepest winter. You realize instinctually you can change this beast completely with your power.
Would you care to tell me your name?
No name. Unnamed Skrig, sir. To watch it speak without the mask on, you must make a wisdom saving throw, or you will gain the frightened condition.
16.
Okay? Huge, putrid larvae that are rotten and dead drop from its mouth. As it speaks, you realize that these larvae start as its teeth and then fall out from rotten gums.
Have you ever thought what kind of name you'd like to give yourself?
I'd like to be called something like Craig.
Craig?
It sounds like a really strong name, and I met a human once named Old Craig. He was a nice old man. It was a shame I had to give him to the hags.
Huh. Well, Mr. Craig, it seems that you and I can help each other.
You see the other Skrigs that are watching. All of those skeletal masks and a myriad of different animals all slowly turn to you. Hope in their wretched little eyes. Those sockets where those nocturnal beady glows glitter at you.
What do you say? You work for me, and I provide you with a name and some feet for dancing.
Oh, I would be most blessed. I would be fey-kissed, as your kind say, sir. Loyal to life, and in my unlife, forever and always. Several Skrigs hunch and decrepitly move forward. Some of the dancers step out of the circle to watch.
It would be a pleasure to help you, to provide you with something that I can do.
He does
and something you can do for me.
a little wiggle, and more larvae like drop from his mouth. It's a horrible clicking sound.
Finnick is fine because he's like, I'm royal, but Sly over here, I'm fucking dying. I'm like, trying not to like.
With the mask off, the smell is putrid. It stings your eyes and burns your nose. Instinctually, all you have to do is bring both of your hands forward and will the magic.
Loyal in life and unlife, you say?
Oh, absolutely, sir. It's always been a dream of mine to be able to dance. Ain't none of us Scrigs ever been able to.
I'd like to hear the words. I will be loyal to 𝓨𝓏𝓙, but he says his real name.
Of course, sir. This old Scrig, soon to be named Craig, High Elf, hopefully. I'd also be okay settling for anything else. We'll be loyal to 𝓨𝓏𝓙 in life and unlife till the day I no longer exist, sir.
And he's going to put his hands out and find the space between spring, or from winter to spring.
Between life and undeath. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. There is a distant rumbling, Finnick. Something that's beyond this domain. It sounds like stone and rock grinding. Very odd.
That's a nat 20.
Okay.
Big die.
The magic surges forward. You feel it from the base of your feet all the way up to the very tip of your crown, and it surges out of your palms as little Craig explodes, and you stop the body that has just turned to mist, and you physically, horribly reform it. All that is left of Craig is that mask. That creepy little flat animal face mask. You have a choice, Finnick. You can make him a different kind of unseelie, or you could make him a high fae like yourself.
Oh, balls.
All of the other creepy little Scrigs and some of the things that you can't see but are terrifying, all eyes are on you and this near omnipotent gift you are giving.
Do I make him like me? Okay. He will reach for the rebirth of spring. He will reach for the feelings of home, the light, and try to focus on the beautiful things that he has created or that everyone else has thought to be. Try not to think about the cursed side of him.
A magnificent creature is born. Everything is put together so beautifully. But in the vision, if this is a vision, Finnick, there's a moment where the Finnick that was at Strixhaven takes a back seat, and the Finnick that just performed this miracle reaches forward to the mask. And then in a horrible slam, you grab the Eladrin's face and you smash the mask into his beautiful visage. And you say, in life and unlife, you belong to me. And then you hear behind you a clap of thunder in the distance, but there's no rain over the soiree. And as this freshly formed Eladrin that is now forever fused with the skeletal little mask, both grateful and horrified that he'll never be beautiful, but in every sense the word is beautiful, begins to weep, the soiree begins to change. The storm is growing louder for you, and the panic is rising. Your stomach is twisting. The cold of your power is overpowering. The briars begin to frost over. The flowers dying immediately. People start screaming, and you hear someone not shouting your given name, but Finnick, Finnick! Finnick! And then distantly, someone else. Breathe for me, boy, breathe! And a scream. One last Constitution saving throw, please.
This is not good. The 12.
Okay. You feel a rush of people around you, but at the soiree there isn't anyone. And then the domain cracks open. The starry night sky explodes, and there's this bright shining light and a ringing. You end up wincing and dropping to the ground as your heart explodes in your chest, figuratively. The pain is intense. You're gasping, unable to breathe. And then that flame and that frozen frost that is so cold, it's hot, begins to recede. And you breathe. And it's horrible. And it's wonderful. And it's terrifying. And then you open your eyes. You're no longer in the biblioplex. I need you to roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Perception at disadvantage. That's always good times. Thank you. Still 13.
You don't have disadvantage on this one, just flat roll. And you can use
Straight?
inspiration if you'd like. I'm sorry. Yeah, I looked at my notes.
Okay.
You're good.
Not that that's better. Okay. So that would be 17.
Okay. You do not know where you are exactly, but you are submerged in water. And holding you is the most beautiful merman you have ever seen. Ethereal fins and scales cover him, and his hair is so long and so mirrored. It goes from the deepest, darkest nighttime tones to the tips of a sunset or a sunrise. What is distinctly frightening about this image? His long, twisting tail is broken. The fins are torn. The tail itself looks dead in the water. Large chunks of skeleton in this serpentine tail are exposed. But the minute you open your eyes, there is relief and then immediate anger and rage. The eyes are a reflection of both the ocean and the sky, fathomless depths. And the shell around his throat is glowing. And then he coughs and blood fills the water. And above you hear voices shouting, "Is he breathing? Arnav, what the fuck are you doing? Get up here, are you crazy?" And your professor pushes you towards the surface. And you know with the 17 that he no longer swims because he can't. And then you cross the water, and Wit is dragging you out along with another professor. You're not sure who, and then there's another professor, and then someone else dives into the water. And you're rushed away. One last perception check.
$21.
Okay. Your hands are broken. There is a distinct pain in your fingers, and they're clawed up. You have been thrown on some kind of stretcher and you're being pulled away. You're covered in some kind of it feels like blackish ink, and your coloring is off. Finn, when you look down at yourself, you look sickly, you look gray toned, you look not proper, not right. And you see the draconic professor pull 𝖈𝖓 up out of the water, and he is so broken and so beautiful. It reminds you of an angel being drawn out of the blue abyss. And he shouts, "Get off of me!" And his mouth is just bleeding. All of his teeth are sharp. He's got fins. His hands dip down into almost tiger shark-like apertures. And when he screams, "Get off of me," there's this siren-like screech. And 𝖈l shouts at him in Draconic, and he goes to shove her, and she grabs him, and he's fighting her. And then he shouts back in Draconic, and you see the water begins to boil in his rage. His tail is so long, it's still inside, and you overhear Wit saying, "He's just going to hurt himself. Quickly, pull his tail out, pull it out." And he says, "Leave it there. It deserves to be ruined." And they're like, "You saved him, 𝖈𝖓, you saved him. You're fine. You need to calm down." He's fine. And he just screams, and he screams, and he screams. His screams are the last thing you hear as you are pulled from whatever this room, probably below the biblioplex if you had anything to guess with your roll. You know, it was a natural 20. You're below the snarl. And then you lose consciousness. And when you wake up, you're not sure what time it is. You're not sure where you are. You're in the infirmary. There's a very stressed looking Wit sitting next to your bedside that when you stir, he sits up. Hey.
Hello?
You're
What happened?
well, a lot.
Is he okay?
Everyone's okay. You don't need to worry about everyone's okay. We were mostly concerned about you. You stopped breathing, and your heart stopped for a moment, and Finnick, I can't. We're worried about what you put on your application. Are there any Fae curses on you, boy, son? I don't know what to call you, sir. Finn. Is there anything you're lying about on your application? The reaction, your magic. You injured several professors and students, and Mist still hasn't woken up. The reaction to the magical snarl was so aggressive that we thought it very pertinent to ask. And I'm terrible at comforting, clearly. I should have asked if you needed some water. Here, I made tea. It's probably cold now, but don't worry about it. I got a couple of these little tiny pieces of chili that'll heat it up. You can see the arcanobotany at work as he crushes the tiny chili leaves, and the cup begins to steam again. Your friends are ready to see you. I mean, I'm just really glad you're alive.
What do you mean I hurt people? What do you mean?
We're not sure it was you. Exactly. We think it's some kind of curse on you. We've requested from home more of your history.
What do you mean requested from home?
Well, everything that you put on your application. But I'm asking you if perhaps there is more that we don't know. And you're not in trouble, Finnick. You're not in trouble at all. It's just the reaction to magic was so strong that we feel like it's perhaps some kind of curse to protect you. perhaps put into place by someone very powerful and that knows that there are multiple weaves of magic.
I mean,
We believe that it could be a past student, to be frank. One of our students that was denied graduation, a Witherbloom prodigy. So, Finnick, we need to know if you've lied on your application.
yes. I lied.
He takes a deep breath and rubs his palms. It's lunchtime right now, so I'll go get you some lunch, but I would like the two of us to have a long conversation.
I'm not hungry.
I'll just get it and set it here.
Fine. I'm sorry. I had to lie.
Wit puts a hand on your shoulder and there's a gentle smile. It's okay. I understand.
Can you tell me if the professor who took me, whatever I was, was he all right?
He will be. He is kind and caring, but there is a lot of rage for his condition. He'll be just fine. You worry about you. And Professor Witt gives your shoulder a bit of a squeeze. He exits the private room in the infirmary you've been given, where your hands are all taped up and stiff. You can barely see the tips of your finger. They are blackened as if by frostburn. And then an overwhelming wave of emotions, Finnick. Unbidden. The tears and the sobs. They come on hard and fast for the several moments that Wit is gone collecting your food. And when he's back, your face is sore. And the two of you have a conversation. It's halting. There's a lot you don't want to reveal. He's patient. And when it is said and done, lunch has ended. The beginning of gym has begun. He tells you he'll take what you've shared with him, but he won't tell the students for you. I'll happily keep it safe. This will just help us help you.
I just wanted to try to be my own man.
He gives you a knowing look. That's valid. During your conversation, he mentions a professor that's visiting who managed to contain this snarl and is working on mending the room that was overtaken. This professor in particular, his name is 𝕨. He might be interested in interviewing later. He's quite intimidating, according to Wit. And you also notice, or don't notice, that Wit feels real uncomfortable mentioning this guy. He tells you to take the time that you need. The wraps, which are partially medical, partially arcanobotany, will have your hands completely mended and healed by the end of the hour. So by the end of gym time, you should be able to fix those little fingy wingies, but they might be blackened a little bit for a while as the lingering blot stain of whatever curse you may carry manifests away. And they're going to look more into it. And if and when you're ready, we can meanwhile to where Finn meets with the rest of the party.
I was just gonna say, I said it, I accidentally muted myself, but I said, are you gonna tell my dad?
Oh, to Wit before he leaves.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't see a way around it, Mr. Reed.
Fuck.
But, once Professor 𝖊𝖓𝖛 is up to snuff, we'll have her on your case. She's one of the best of us at convincing unruly parents to allow their wayward sons and daughters and non-binary children to set their hearts ablaze in the scholarly halls of Strixhaven. It gives you a little smile, a little wink, because we all deserve to be who we're meant to be.
Before you go, can you, Can I talk to the professor who saved me? Just say thank you. Or maybe you could pass on the message of something.
He's not ready to meet with anybody just yet. But I know he has a vested interest in seeing your class in particular succeed. He'll be meeting with you shortly.
And Professor Witt,
Yes, Finnick?
thank you for
Oh.
listening.
You're welcome, and I'll do my best to help you.
Kind of messed this up, didn't I?
Not at all. You don't learn when you win all the time.
I just don't want to be... It's fine. Thank you.
He gives you a sympathetic look, adjusts his little glasses. You're welcome. And, if you need anything, you have my number. We were able to recover your atlas from the damages and mend it, so it should still function as normal. It's just there in your bag.
Could you pass it to me, please?
He hands you your bag.
You might have to take it out for me.
Oh, of course. And he does.
Is it voice activated?
Strange. It doesn't seem to be working.
It's not working?
I can't seem to get the screen to open.
It's fine, I don't need it.
He just sets it on your bedside. You'll regain more feeling in your hands and appendages as the hour wanes. Just take it easy.
He lifts his whole arm up with his dead hand and, like, mock salutes.
I'll just be outside until you're ready.
Finnick takes a deep breath and just leans back, head on the pillow. Oh, he is in trouble. His dad's gonna find out, his brother's gonna find out, and everybody's gonna find out, and then what's the point? Because everybody's gonna treat him differently. Oh, fuck. He'll just close his eyes.
And then it's from there that we move forward about an hour. Finn unaware dozing in and out. When the door clicks open again, that's Professor Witt. He says it's time for you to head back to class, to meet with your classmates. They've been pulled out of gym, and Professor Havelock will be meeting you in the Biblioplex. While you were dozing, Finnick, your passive perception, you recognize Malachi's voice speaking with Corian, but the what of them speaking was very hard to understand, and then another more authoritative voice joined in the cacophony at one point, and each of your roommates were mentioned by name, and okay. You get the feeling that that authoritative voice was the headmaster. And so all of you are now on his radar. Seems, even though you didn't mean to, the destruction to the Biblioplex with your and Mist's power and whatever else is going on with you was significant. And whatever else the professors and headmaster were speaking of seems significant. And it also breaks your heart. You wake up feeling, in some ways, like a failure, Finn. Because all you ever wanted to do was find your own path. Wit guides you to a classroom-like setting where your companions are all waiting in. And we, meanwhile, from solely focusing on the vignette for Finn, over to the rest of the party. Minus 𝕨𝓏 or any other NPC. It's August, Cassius, Skyla, Nym, and Lorelei. Escorted over to the Biblioplex, waiting in this side room. You were given moments to change back into your regular outfits out of your gym clothes. And you've been sitting here just waiting for, I would say, like 30 to 40 minutes. So, whether you were chatting or not is up to you. But the moment Finnick walks in, Finnick looks like he has been punched by a porcupine on the wrong side of Tuesday. Just rough. His head is bandaged. He's got like, it looks like ink blots all over his face. No idea why he looks like that. But the rest of you are just, the fuck, dude? And technically that's where we would take a pee-pee break. So we're going to cut back and then move back ahead. So we're going to have the group of you. I am pushing it forward so that Lorelei is up to speed on, hey, our professor needs to talk to you, yada, yada, yada. I think there was some of that conversation, but you're all in the locker room. I'm going to say you're all in the non-binary locker room. Okay? Because there were some serious things. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Cassius. Your group, as far as you can tell, is alone. Okay?
As far as we can tell.
Cassius is going to peek out the door and see if anyone's there.
Looks clear.
Okay. He is going to use his magical tinkering to make like a static visual text of out of order on the door on the outside.
Okay.
Oh,
And then close it.
So as that appears, The illusion is bold. Bold font. There's also a deadbolt on the bathroom.
We'll definitely lock it.
Shook. That
And then
slides into
turn back
place.
to the group.
You're looking at Lorelei, August, Skyla, and Nim.
Oh, this is
So-
serious, isn't it?
I do believe so. And I can only hope that the locker rooms are not being spied on, if anywhere.
I mean, I would
I
hope
think that
they
would
weren't
probably
being.
break some rules
I
if they were.
So, the problem is that I believe there's some sort of conspiracy or internal conflict among the faculty here at the school. As Apple had just mentioned, there seems to have been some sort of Auric who has caused the out-of-control elemental that we encountered in class.
But we have to wonder why.
I believe that is part of the question that we need to answer.
No, I mean, I'm thinking, why show your hand if it doesn't guarantee your victory? Is this mysterious person trying to get the professors to scramble and panic? I don't know. They do seem like they do seem like the type to overreact to things.
I
So-
mean, the elemental could have been like whoever did it could have just been maybe testing our limits. Maybe it wasn't meant to kill anyone. Maybe that's why it wasn't necessarily a show your hand deal. Maybe it was just a see how we handled the situation.
You're thinking they're playing some kind of game with us?
I don't know. All I know is that we were the only ones that appeared to even be able to hurt it at the time. Because the second years weren't even, they were trying, but it didn't look like they were actually doing anything.
Now that gets me thinking. Oh, I'm sorry, please.
We are in a school with interdimensional high-class teachers that couldn't banish a mere water elemental and also badly hurt Olivine. That does not sit right with me.
Well, we already kind of
Something is bad.
suspected some inner turmoil when we saw the he nods at Cassius when Cassius and I saw the whole like portal being in the headmaster. Something was definitely going on there, and then whatever we heard going on between Professor Corian and Professor Havelock, there's definitely some personal things there. So there's definitely conflict happening for sure.
Well, and to add to that, I know that we have not been on the best of terms with Seti's group, but I spoke privately with Tavin, and apparently he, Kalir, and Seti are being set up to look like they were at fault for making the elemental go out of control and attack everyone. They are set to be expelled if we cannot discover who the true culprit is behind this.
We discover? I feel like we should be holding the professor somewhat accountable for all this. We paid money to come here. We're supposed to be having a, besides the magical school standard, which is understandable, we're supposed to be having a relatively normal time.
I would typically be inclined to agree with you, but it seems if there is a conflict among the faculty, it would be hard for us to know who to trust as well. We were all together in the conflict, so we do know that we can trust each other, at the very least.
Do we know that? Like, not to cause any friction between us, it's just there's been a lot going on at the moment, and it feels like people that we can trust, like the teachers and stuff, maybe we can't. And so it's like, who are we able to trust? Like, I want to be able to trust you guys here, but some of us seem to just disappear randomly for no reason and just come back. There's secrets that seem to be unfounded, and I'm just saying, I'm wanting to trust you guys here.
I'm
But
in the
it's just-
same
it's-
boat.
Oh, we put too much stock in this whole trust thing, everybody. I trust you guys because I know that none of you have any reason to screw me over. There's no reason to do it. Just like you should probably trust me because despite maybe, yeah, I run off and I do private things I'd like to keep to myself sometimes. I think that's fair. I respect that for all of you. You guys don't have to tell me everything about your lives. It's totally fine. I expect that same level of treatment. And here's the thing. I have no reason to screw over any of you. I have every incentive to make sure you guys are having a good time and that you guys are safe because you guys are my friends. At least you're my allies, I would hope. At least I know you're on my side.
I mean, it is.
We're all sleeping in the same room together. We kind of have to.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'd lose our minds. Our brains would explode from the stress of us concerned over people knifing each other in the neck at night. And think, for what purpose? Fun? Finger painting? Doesn't make any damn sense.
Plus, Nim is a lonely orphan. Of course he cannot lie. Pretty sure there's some rule about that.
You know what? I'm going to tell you guys something I've never told anyone before. I've lied sometimes. I stole some cookies once.
No.
Yeah. And I handed them to you!
I might have
Who you
left my
pointing
table. I
to?
apologize. But that's besides the point. I do find, Cassie, as you mentioned, that it's SETI and their group that's being blamed for the water elemental fiasco.
That is correct.
Why? Interesting. I thought SETI was immune to being expelled, or at least that's what I thought I heard one of the teachers mention. Something doesn't fit right. Yes, they have caused a lot of trouble, but for them to overstep and be more powerful than three professors seems far-fetched.
Right, that was kind
Seems
of
like
my
they're
point.
pinning.
Yeah. And also with like SETI, they'll be the easy one to pin it on because
Exactly.
he's been there for a while. So clearly there must be someone or something wanting them out.
And I do
But-
believe and I imagine that the teachers, of course, are trying to figure out what's going on. But I kind of agree in the fact that it'd probably be best if we also maybe kind of help out with that because, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, if you have 10 people looking for something, it's bound to be found faster as opposed to if you just have one person looking. Right?
Speaking of one person, we are missing someone. Where's Finnick?
I saw him running off with Mist before lunch was done. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I mean, can we trust Finnick?
I don't see why not.
Oh.
They're probably just off doing what young people do when they run off together in the I don't know.
What do they do?
I trust that he's not doing
Unfair.
something malicious, but I
I'm
don't trust him to not do
I'm-
something stupid.
I'm just saying that he could be doing something that, you know, this looks really awkward now. I'm just
I do
saying
not
I don't
know.
think there's any reason to not trust him just because he ran off with Mist. They might be, I don't know, making out in the bushes or something. They're small. They
Okay, you know what? That's fine. Oh, can I just make a suggestion to the group here now?
Of course.
Please.
This is our first day. Like, we can just calm down a little bit with the shenanigans. Like, we've got the whole, hopefully, the whole school day, or school year, I should say. Like,
That's what I'm
Nick
saying.
running away a Farron within half a day of the school day. I don't know.
Nim walks over and like shuffles over and angles himself so that he's standing side by side with Skyla facing the rest of the group. Yeah!
They've been good this entire time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what I was saying about, like, I don't think there's any reason not to trust each other if we go off and do something, because that's totally normal for you to have your own life, and if you want to run off and do something on your own, that's probably fine, unless you get yourself in trouble, then that's on you. But you know what I'm saying, is it's normal.
I just think that's maybe, it is normal, but like with what's been going on and what we're dealing with at the moment, it's just, we do seem like there is some sort of trust or some sort of connection, either
I'll say this.
personal or whatever. It's better to stay together and then just disappear. So, just saying.
Nim raises his hand. I'll say this.
Nim.
I solemnly swear that any private affairs I get up to are in no way, as to my best knowledge, in no way affect anyone here. Or Finnick.
As long as
Or
you don't-
fellow
I don't know why,
students.
but I feel slightly offended by it wouldn't affect me in any way. Like, I feel like I want to be involved.
As to the best
I
of
don't
my
think that.
knowledge. And if that situation changes, I'll be the first to let you know as soon as I can. For whatever reason.
Can we just at least just tell each other, just in case we just disappeared, just in case we had to come out and get you?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like we've got the blank, fill up the space. What's it called? The pager, the
Atlas.
magic, the atlas. Thank you,
atlas.
the atlas.
We'll have
Like, I'm not
You
saying
know,
like we need to tell each
backups.
other what we happen all the time, but like, hey, is suddenly like, oh, I literally, don't worry, gone for an hour. Oh, sorry guys, I've just spent time in the loo or something. I don't know. Just, I'm concerned with
I
what's
do
been happening
think-
so far in this school and what's going on, and like, you would think the lecturers would have some sort of control, and they don't seem to. So I'd rather not people just disappear.
Yeah,
Well,
you know
no,
what?
no,
I
it's
agree with
connected.
you. This place is a lot more weird and dangerous than I thought. So
Mm.
us letting each other know at least our general locations whenever we wander off alone, I think is a reasonable ask. Yeah?
I
Everyone else agree?
I'll try not to forget. I might legitimately just forget.
100% next time I wander off, I will forget, so don't worry. That's out of character.
Yes.
I wanted to bring
Is
this
there
up.
anything else?
Well, I wanted to bring this up in the privacy of our own room, but I do not know that we will have much time, since Apple has entrusted us with this information, and I get the sense that him talking about his abilities, which seem to have been somewhat secret, was possibly a subtle way of entrusting this task to us. And we only have the next 8 hours for this spell to help us locate the 𝖈𝖔𝑑. So,
Then let's find us the damn 𝖈𝖔𝑑.
Well,
Except for the fact that we need to go talk to our teacher, right?
yes.
And also, we need
I
to
wanna
find
trace
Finnick,
Clemens.
because with our new rule in place, Finnick needs to be updated. How ironic would it be if something crazy was happening to Finnick right now while we were talking about our plans for
Imagine.
being
Please
safe?
don't let that
That'd be,
manifest.
that would be
crazy.
that would be
No.
insane.
I mean, what
imagine.
are the odds?
Nim, why would you say something like that?
I really just hope they're making out.
All you hear is, oh, you.
That could be the
win."
something crazy.
Is it crazy?
I feel like that's
Alright.
on brand.
This whole days have been a bit wild, so you know what?
I mean,
sure.
Aye, that's true. It's been quite wild.
I do believe that we may need to be careful, though, as I trust Finnick had nothing to do with the elemental incident. Apple did mention something about a corruption due to his exposure to being entering the elemental,
Right.
if you recall.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh
To
yeah.
what effect that
Interesting.
is, I do not know.
So what's the plan
Well,
now? Do
Let's
we
find Finnick.
find Fennec on our way?
Yes.
yeah.
Let's get the
well,
whole group together, and then we form a plan.
Let's speak to the teachers and figure it out afterwards. I don't want to get in more trouble. That's less time for investigating if we have to do that.
We find Finnick, we speak to the teachers, then we form a plan.
Yes.
If Apple told us we need to go meet with Havelock, there is a good chance that Finnick may also have been informed, so perhaps we should make our
Apple
way
may
to
have.
the biblioplex.
Yeah, if Apple may have gone and found him, so it actually might be, faster to go that route.
We make our way to the biblioplex, we find Finnick, we talk to the teachers, and then we make a plan!
That
I
sounds
swear
like
to
a plan.
God,
That's a good
if the
plan.
reason why we're being, if the reason why we're being summoned is because Phoenix skipped out on class and we're getting trouble again, I will slap him.
I don't think it is. I remember.
We're walking and talking, I
Yeah,
imagine?
we're walking
Yeah,
and
okay.
talking
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, walking,
Um,
talking.
I do remember Professor Havelock earlier today said that he was going to want to see us later, so it's probably that.
I hope so.
Why does everyone want to see us? Like,
I mean, we're in his class, so
that's a good point. Yeah.
and we were there this morning, and he did dismiss all the second tiers and talk to us and give us some pretty important information. So I feel like whatever is going on, we're a little bit deeper in it than we actually really want to be. Lucky us, I guess.
Wait, there was important
Yeah,
information.
And so the group of you
Aye.
continue forward. And as you do, 𝕾𝖙𝖗 attempts to join you stealthily, only to have a
Oh yeah.
very,
Oh, wait, take this.
a very gruff voice. This is,
Little Miss 𝕾𝖙𝖗, you are running the wrong way. Now, if a dark mage is gonna find you, they're gonna run you out towards the field. Get in the hamster ball.
and she's like, no, I want to go with my friends.
Into the hamster ball, young lady.
I love that, but no. And then 𝕾𝖾 is like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna, lifts her up like she weighs nothing, and she's like, no, friends, wait, ah!
We believe in you, 𝕾𝖙𝖗.
We'll see you later.
I'll be right back.
The minute she's in the hamster ball, she starts to get crazy angry,
The
and
image.
they just seal it, and they just send her rolling.
And she runs
Oh my
after
gosh.
Teddy.
Yeah.
She did say her favorite thing is to knock Teddy over.
Suddenly, I feel like I want to go bowling.
It is pretty fun as you like walk the outer edge to get back onto the it's called the King's Way or the main way, but it literally goes through the Dawnbow arches and then towards the biblioplex. It's this big, long manifestation of a road. And so as you're walking around the Aerojaunt field where the huge PE building is, you do see Seti off to the side doing stretching to do running with Tavin. And the hamster ball just comes barreling. The last thing that you hear is Seti going, oof, and getting just bowled over. And then Tavin
Beautiful.
gets caught on the hamster ball and is just being pounded as 𝕾𝖙𝖗 continues to roll and is just maniacally counting to 100. So,
In this ball.
Ah, brings me joy.
yeah.
We will definitely have to keep an eye on her.
The next thing you know, the lot of you have been given free pineapple samples that are covered in this lemon lime, like spicy seasoning. It's really It's like black and red, this seasoning is. It almost looks like chili flakes and poppy seeds. And then you're assaulted just before the biblioplex with chocolate cream-filled donuts. And these are...
Where is all of this coming from?
well, the
Yeah,
the fourth years are making magical food. And everything that they've made in their home ec classes that have already passed, they're just handing out as free samples. So it's quite fun.
I would like to attempt to palm some donuts for our group.
For later, okay. I would like you to roll a sleight of hand.
Oh, this is for putting the dice in. Okay, we'll simply roll it with real physical dice. Yes. Go, dice, go! I got a nat 1.
Okay.
That is, however, a total of...
And that one.
It's critical skill failures aren't real. It is a 6, though.
That's
So
wild.
you start smashing them into your mouth and eating them.
No, what? That's crazy.
You're like, I'm just going to take these for later. And then it is an overwhelming urge to just eat it. And one of
Oh
the
my god, they were magical.
One of
They're
the-
siren donuts.
one of the students is looking at you like you failed. They're in a Quandrix uniform. They adjust their glasses. So you realize that now you're going to gain 15 pounds.
Well, actually, maybe I need to gain 15 pounds anyway. Stuffs another donut in and fucking waddles away. Pushes up imaginary glasses. Well, actually.
The student looks over to her other Quandrix students. I hate first years. Ugh, adjust glasses. And another student is like, I can't believe you spelled those like that. I made them calorically dense for when we go. And then she just starts talking about doing field work with the Lorehold College. It's very boring, and by the end of it, most of her classmates are in tears. And a lot of you find Nim looks a little bloated, but it's uneven. like the
Nim, are you
spell
good?
maybe didn't work correctly. But regardless,
I feel great. I tried to steal some donuts and it didn't work out. Let's move on.
Your leg is looking a little fat.
I like it that way. I hope I never change.
August
Wow,
just
alright.
shrugs like, okay.
a pseudo dragon in a vest with eyeglasses and a small notebook underneath its arm is waiting for you at the base of the steps of the biblioplex.
Base of the steps of the biblioplex.
You're just waiting for us at the quickly pit.
And
Say
as
that
you
5 times
approach,
fast.
it makes a chirping noise at the lot of you to gain your attention, and it begins
Oh, is
to
it Finnick?
lead you somewhere.
Wait,
Let's follow.
what do we recognize? What's leading us?
I think only one of you has seen this pseudo dragon
We
before.
got 5 gifted subs, guys. 5 gifted
Ah.
subs. Inspo for everyone.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Yay!
Let's go!
We're 8 away from a dice giveaway, chat. Just saying.
Looking at the pseudo dragon, I close my eyes slowly and I hold them closed for a little longer than you normally would. And I open them again.
It's still there.
Are you trying to give the pseudo dragon the kitty cat sleepy I love you eyes?
Yes.
All right, I just want to make
It
sure
worked.
that's what was happening. All right.
Yeah, that's exactly, because if you slow blink at cats, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cassius
So
tries to pet it.
it looks all official and everything. So
Yes.
I imagine we just follow it. Yeah, let's go.
When Cassius pets it, it gives in for a moment, and then it slaps you with a miniature ruler.
Ow.
It's like one of those little 6-inch rulers.
And it leads you to the room I described earlier, before the break, where a lot of you are waiting. You're waiting there for a while, and then the door opens, and a very well put together, sarcastically, doesn't look like was frostbitten and beaten up, Finnick comes through the door.
I may have been wrong about making out.
Whoa.
Perhaps she's just very rough.
I remember my first inking.
Oh.
Also, Finnick, you are muted in case you are speaking.
I am not speaking. Finnick is just there.
Just there. All right.
Yo, I mean, I feel a little bit dumb asking this, but you all right, Finnick?
Well, me, yeah, absolutely, perfectly fine. Hi.
Hand on Finnick's
Inside,
shoulder.
please.
Hand on Finnick's shoulder. First time.
Fuck.
Definitely not my first time, but wait, what?
Insight check, I heard.
Yeah, for free.
No!
Absolutely
rolls,
not.
rolls.
Fuck halfway.
Boric, I'm fist bumping you. I'm shaking your hand.
Oh man, you got
Is
me.
it- I
I've
would
got
like
inspo.
to
I have got
roll
inspo. Yeah, inspo.
inspiration.
Same.
I mean,
Are you
insight
kidding me?
as well.
It's the same roll. It's the same
Oh,
fucking roll.
All right, well, I got a dirty 20.
I got 24.
Nice.
I'm not gonna roll. I know that Finnick is not okay. I just intuit.
What do you
Oh,
you
he's
see?
really not okay, but I'm like looking for an internal
Extra?
not okay.
Yeah,
What do they get with those rolls, Finn?
I mean, I look like shit. I look like shit, and he feels like shit, and he looks like there is a light that has gone out of his eyes.
Is this a Bo
Something-
Burnham song?
I look like shit. I feel like shit. Smells like shit. Tastes like shit. No, I'm just kidding.
I noticed nothing. I'm like, something different.
I mean,
And I mean that
you know,
sincerely.
physically, like
literally have
he
no
looks.
idea.
It's like the color has been drained from him, and it's not just the color, that beautiful, like bright, gorgeous greens of his wings, but it is the green of his eyes, that brightness, that glow of the sun on summer's grass. There is something gone from that. And it's like, even if he's like smiling, and he is, it's like everything's fine. There's a lack of conviction and a lack of confidence. And that lack of confidence, like, you can tell, like, you guys have seen that false sense of pride and his usual cocky attitude. There's an internal lack of confidence, not the facade, but a true emptiness.
Not only is there that metaphysical, almost wellspring of lack of luster, there's a physical monochromatic expression. His skin is paler, his hair isn't as metallic and gold, his gaze is dull, and there are still vestiges of ink blot on his flesh, like he's stained by painting calligraphy. And then all at once, Finnick, charging up out of the pack of your friends, is Lorelei. And she grabs your hand and she pushes a chocolate donut into your palm.
Thank you.
Apparently they're
Careful.
good. Nim ate 5 of them.
That'll make your legs bloat unevenly.
That sounds dangerous. I think I'd like to keep my figure.
No, it's awesome. You should totally try it.
You see
all
that
should.
Nim's got a fucking dump truck right now.
Wow. You ate 5 donuts and that happened to you?
21,
I'm having
but
a great time. I don't know why all of you aren't eating these
Look.
donuts.
Fantastic.
one of his earlobes is just huge and like,
Thank you.
Your figure is amazing.
I don't
True.
need these affirmations, but I appreciate them nonetheless.
You're carrying around a bunch of junk in that trunk, and I'm sure someone will really like that.
Yeah, my pants are tearing. It's very uncomfortable.
I'm sure we can fix that.
I don't even
Need a
want to
whole
begin
bag
to
of
explore
holding.
what that means.
I just meant that. What? I meant that.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad you're back. from
I'm
that.
like cracking up right now.
I'm
I
trying
think my favorite is the laughter in the background.
I wanted to mute myself, but I was petting the dogs and I couldn't. And I was trying so hard not to giggle. I'm so sorry. It's just
No, it's good.
keep role playing.
I just meant that maybe someone could fix it. You know, like. Oh, never mind. So what I miss? Well, that let me fix that. Did you miss me?
Yes.
Those are two very different answers.
I mean, obviously you miss me.
Yes.
Right. So then what happened? What's
Well, we
going on?
came up with a new plan.
The PP Pact has a plan.
Sure.
I love it.
Yeah, actually, we spoke about that. We're not calling it PPP Pact anymore.
Why is it every
Yes.
time I leave we're no longer using PP Pact? I thought we agreed on this. We
We've also decided
We
that you
also-
can't revert the name back anymore.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You've lost your privileges. You've
What?
lost your naming privileges.
You decided this when I wasn't around. Was this some kind of
I
punishment?
mean,
Who put you up to this? Lorelai, is that you?
why is Lorelai being called out?
We're gonna leave the
mean, when-
person
to
who
be fair-
incepted this idea anonymous.
To be fair,
I
when
don't
he
s-
says Lorelai, is this you? And you all kind of look at her, I need you to roll an insight.
Oh my god. Secretly mind controlling us the whole time.
Insight.
God, imagine. I knew it.
Also check your DM, Lorelai.
Nah, I rolled real low. I got a 10.
Okay, Finnick got a 21, Skylar got a 20, Nim got a 12, August got a 10.
Yeah. August, I think, actually is like, I actually don't think. I think the name's quite grown on me. I think PP Pact is fine.
Yes, August, yes!
We could be talking about peppermint patties. They don't know.
You're a traitor and I'll never forgive you. Moving on.
What did Cassius get?
It's double P.
I don't think he would have been paying attention. He's kind
Oh.
of just studying Finnick. I think he's a little bit worried that this change of
Okay,
color
roll
and
an
demeanor
insight
is
for a
related
different
to
thing.
the corruption. Yes, rolling that. That is
All right, I finished typing back.
19.
You absolutely think it's because of that with a 19. Everyone else, other than I mean, even August vaguely get. Yeah. Lorelai's pissed.
I agree.
She looks pissed. The way her body language is posed is elegant and stiff and angry, and the happy music as you look at her like wicka wickas and goes back to just abysmal and stressed out.
It wasn't Lorelai. What if it was me that suggested it? You know I'm not a fan of the name.
The 20
I mean-
and the 21 insight, you can tell that she's pissed that Finnick is hurt.
Those of us who don't know why she's pissed, August is like, maybe she's mad that,
You're trying to
What
change
else
the
would-
name. Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was frantically typing and I can't word and word at the same time. What did I get accused of?
Trying to change the PP Pact name.
Yeah, but,
Revoking
gosh.
Fennec's ability to change it back.
yeah.
Okay. I'm like, what happened? What's going on? But no, she's just gonna stay quiet unless someone addresses her directly. But she's just
Well, I addressed Fennec
Saying
back.
that you basically like you were the cause of me having my rights taken away from me. Basically saying Finnick can't vote in this anymore. No, Finnick is banned from voting. That's what Finnick is getting at. It was a joke.
But
Yeah.
when you say that, when you say Dorlo's name, I was like, well, no. What if it was me? You know, I don't like the name. I've never liked the name.
I was just telling a joke.
I know we're all trying to
Well,
make light of this situation, but what the fuck happened?
I do that in mind, definitely. I do want to note that when Finnick walked in and everyone's making the inside checks, the reason I didn't roll is that at a glance, something happened. There was like this resolution where Nim intends to ask Finnick in private at a later date what happened. And then there was a vibe shift in him where he switched to like, I'm gonna be casual now to cover it. So if like that's not hidden.
Oh, she knows.
Cool.
She doesn't care.
Yeah. I was just a little bit late in the saying. Anyway, previous question.
Lorelai. If something you want to say, I mean, you're looking at me like something. Oh, I could tell you're angry. I was just joking.
It's
I
not
think-
about the name.
What? Finnick knows it's not about the name, and he's giving you a look with his eyebrows, like I get what you're saying, but not here. Like if you're mad at me, this has got to be something else, you know? Hope my stream went down, guys.
Oh no.
Oh yes, it did.
No, stream. Why?
It shut down. That's why. Hold on.
Frick.
Maybe I can get it open. Let's see. Good.
No.
Is it back on?
Oh, there we go.
Seems like it's good.
Ah! Huzzah!
Refresh?
Maya.
I do love that song.
It wasn't the internet. It was literally OBS. Just had it had a mental breakdown again, and shut down.
This application needs to go to therapy, bro.
Bruh. Anyways, where were we? What was happening?
You were given the Lorelai the "we'll talk about it, not here later" look.
Yeah, the eyebrows,
I mean, yeah, it's like
eyebrow to eyebrow communication.
It's more like, if you really want me to talk about it, I'll talk about it. But I mean, do you really want me to talk about it? Like that. You know what I mean? Do you know the look? The look of like the.
Nim will say, I think that many of us have had, are having, or will be having a bad day. And I think perhaps this should all be discussed at a later date, perhaps with some magically conjured tea in the safety and comfort of our rooms. At the moment, we do have a limited time to hunt down evil sorcerers. I don't want to like push this off and not set a specific date to talk about this, but this seems
There's
fresh.
more pressing things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think we should be careful what is said. The walls may have ears,
In this random public place, yeah.
especially in the biblioplex. This place is likely to be very magical.
Sorry, excuse me. Can I do something? As Cassius was saying, is in the walls. Can I cast minor illusion to cast ears on a wall?
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god.
Look, all I'm saying, I was going to ease the tension earlier, but I was muted, so I lost my opportunity to do that. So now I'm like, you know what? So as you say that, I just cast a bunch of ears on a wall.
Oh my god. Look! The ears have the walls.
They have
Yeah.
ears.
I know it's a literal metaphor. Yeah. So we need to be careful, and I just felt maybe just there's been a lot going on, and there seems to be still a lot going on. I'm just glad you're back, Finnick. I don't know what's going on. You don't look any different to me, so I don't know what everyone else is worried about. But I did roll a 3 in insight, so I don't fucking know anything.
Are you talking about this? And he's like pointing at himself. Yeah. Don't worry about
You
it.
look taller.
Should have seen.
The other guy?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. But yeah, we got a thing we've got to deal with, and there's another thing we have to deal with. It's been a long day. I feel we'll get through it together. Just want to look around everyone.
Quick question. We're supposed to go where? The bibliothèque. Huh.
We are going to a place that we need to go to that I forgot what the place is called.
I thought we were meeting a teacher here. I'm a
Oh, we
little...
mean here. I thought we were going somewhere.
The
We
bibliothèque,
did.
right? Is that where we're
Place.
supposed to go?
Aye,
You're
that's
there.
where we're...
You
Ah.
are
Oh,
in
Yeah,
a
that's where we're at.
private room, like in one of the back rooms on the side of the biblioplex.
Finnick is concerned, thinking if we go out into the main room where we were, is it gonna be back to normal, or what kind of crap happened? And is this place even stable?
He hasn't looked.
Yeah?
I'm gonna just peek out the door, maybe. See what's.
Oh. All right.
Let's
Yeah,
look
see
at-
if you can see the professor coming.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. Just wondering, when he's coming, then then we can pretend we've been waiting patiently and definitely not doing anything strange,
I think
As,
we're really bad at pretending that because there's been nothing but strange things happening to us since the moment we got here. But we sure can try.
He goes to open the door.
It's normal.
Which is not normal because nothing's normal in this place.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same place that he was in before?
It is not the room where the magical snarl is. It's the biblioplex itself. Looks normal. You could step out further and take a look around if you would like.
Did the professor say where we were supposed to meet?
Well, it was Apple who met us and said that the professor wanted to talk to us. And when we arrived here at the building, there was a small pseudo dragon that met us and led us here. So I imagine this is where we're supposed to meet the professor? And that's probably why you were brought as well?
Professor, are you here? Is anyone listening in? Him looks around.
There are
Holds up a finger.
librarians
Wait
moving.
for it.
There is volunteers out in the main stacks that
And the professor could be any one of them.
that they do stop and look and hush you a bit.
Shush him back.
Right, so I think we just wait.
So they're not here.
Patiently.
Does anyone want donuts? I can go grab you some. While we wait.
Finn still has the donut in his hand. I mean, we can share if you want.
No. We get one donut between all of us.
I'm all right, thank you.
Everyone a donut.
I don't.
At that
I don't
moment,
need a donut, thank you.
that you're passing around donuts, I need Cassius to make a perception, please.
Let's see. Perception is a. Where's my perception? There it is. 18.
That little dapper pseudo dragon tugs on your pant leg,
Oh, hello.
and
Did you come back for more scritches?
it nods, and then
He's
pulls out of its little
definitely gonna give it scratches.
its little vest. Essentially, it serpentines away around your arm so that you can lift him and scritch him. But then he hands you a letter. It's the handwriting looks like the pseudo dragon dipped his claw in ink and wrote. It's very scratchy, common with a lilting draconic font is the best way to describe it. The font and handwriting, the pseudo dragon can read and write draconic easily. Common, it seems to be practicing and learning, but it is addressed to student tome reader.
Thank you very much. He will open it up.
It says to exit this private room and head below if you wish to begin your meeting sooner rather than later with Professor Havelock, because he is in the healing pools.
Oh, okay. Everyone, this letter says that we should exit and head for a private room below.
P.S.
That is where we
I didn't ask for permission. I just made up a reason so you could give me snuggy wuggies, because I'm handsome.
Oh, wait,
Wow.
there's a little bit more here. Oh yes, you are a good boy.
Oh, he starts purring.
Are you saying that we could, but we should not? Or is it, is it okay for us to interrupt his healing?
The pseudo dragon
I'm speaking
says
to him in Draconic.
the pseudo dragon says no more. Pseudo dragons are renowned telepathic communicators, usually only with their bonded wizard or warlock. Highly intelligent, but their capability to just outright speak is a little different, beyond the trills and chirps.
Very well.
For the players,
So,
this is a character choice. It's up to you guys.
Havelock is below in the healing pools if you would like to go and see him.
We don't have time. We're hunting down evil wizards. We're damn detectives. Let's go.
I mean,
Ha ha ha, that's a fun game, yes. I agree. Let's play Find the Evil Wizards, Nim.
what's the most pressing thing we have to deal with right now?
I'm not gonna lie. I think I have no idea what you mean by wizards or whatever, but I think it's important we go speak to the professor. Like, it's really important.
Why is it important? You okay?
I think this is one of those moments that we're just gonna have to trust in what Finnick is saying, and then when he feels up to telling us.
I think you're gonna find out sooner rather than later, but I'd rather you just... We should go. We should go.
Let's go. Do we have any real reasons besides he's going to be a bit grumpy that we interrupt his spa time? No, let's go. He'll get over it. We'll bring him donuts.
How many donuts do you have?
I don't have any right now. Yeah, yet.
And yet.
Well,
Lorelei,
Cassius, can your little... Oh, sorry.
No, please continue.
I was just gonna say, can your little friend there guide us down?
I believe that is a possibility, but I would like to check in with Lorelei, who is quite silent at the moment. Everyone seems to have made a point. Do you have any objections to going early?
I'll do whatever the group wants.
Sorry to interrupt, Jesse. I messaged in the private chat.
Secrets. Oh, damn.
All right. Cassius puts the pseudo dragon down and asks him to guide us to Havelock.
Makes sense.
Okay, and so each of you step out. There's a moment where, as everybody is moving, this short, brief conversation ensues. Lorelei Finnick gently taps you on the upper arm, as if to say, wait. Finnick, go ahead.
You're mad. You're angry. Because
I
I'm
mean, I'd
hurt.
be a liar if I said no.
Look, I don't want to make you angry. It's my own fault. It's really,
What do you
it's
mean?
like the reason I'm hurt, the reason I look like this, the reason it's my own fault.
I mean, you look fine to me.
Skyla is the only one
Well,
that
look,
like
I s-
lingered in the back. Everyone else is not in the conversation.
Yeah.
I
I am highly concerned at how injured you are. It's only day one, and one of us is already extremely battered.
And this is why we spoke about what I spoke about earlier. So you weren't here for it, but we need to stop wandering by ourselves because I feel like that leads to trouble. So
It's not that I was wondering by myself. Listen, it's my own fault. You don't need to worry about anything. Everything will make sense, and I'm fine. I'm perfectly
but
fine.
I'm not worried. You can do what the hell you want. You're your
Obviously,
own
no.
person. But you are on your own, yes. And I just feel
I know.
like
That's the
there's a
problem.
lot of people here that we can't
No.
trust.
I think Skyla's just trying to let you know that our new methodology moving forward is to, even if we're doing something private, totally fine, make an attempt to inform each other of our general location in case something should go awry. Which is a decision that has nothing to do with your current state.
It was reinforced.
That is true.
And after Skyla spoke up, Nim stopped and turned and spoke up as well. And that's about the point that August and Cassius also realized that you were attempting to have a brief and quiet conversation between you and Lorelei, but it's just
No one minds their own business, do they?
The glory of roommates.
The glory of the PP Pact, Finnick.
Goddamn PP Pact.
You're all
Just to let you know, DM, Story Master, that what we spoke about earlier does also include you as well. You know, we're not allowed to speak of that word ever again. Just saying.
Oh, it does?
No, I'm joking.
Oh.
Imagine we had that power that controls the game master saying PP Pact. I was joking. I was being sarcastic.
Ah.
Just listen. I know. I realize everyone should be with everyone else, but I really don't think anyone should be near me. I'm serious. When you find out,
Unfortunately, we don't have a choice right now.
when you find out what I did, and you will find out, but when you find out what I did, you will not want to be anywhere close to me.
Oh, what about this? What time is it in the world right now? How's that be?
It's like 4.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nick, I still don't know what's going on. You look fine to me. I generally have no idea what everyone's concerned about. But I don't know. I know nothing. Me dumb Skylar. You clearly look worked up. And like, not going to tell what's going on. That's fine. But how about we just deal with what we need to deal with right now? And then we can worry about the other stuff.
Huh?
I can't hear you.
Huh?
Skylar, your
Mike.
microphone is really cutting out.
Is it?
Skylar
Oh,
just
no.
like starts looking at the illusioned ears and then speaking into them all quietly that he summoned.
Damn it! You know what? You know what happened, chat. You know what happened? You found out I'm a robot, and I started sort of circuiting.
No.
Damn it! My secret's been exposed. No, all I was saying, I am using wireless, so hope it doesn't cut out. He shouted at me. What did I say? Oh God, so it was really profound. It was actually really tear-jerking, actually.
Sad.
We do.
Yeah, I know,
We
right.
gotta do what we do first, and then we'll worry about all the rest later. Something like that, right?
Yeah, that's basically. Yeah, that's basically
I
it.
think that's what I put together with the 5 words that actually came through.
That's not what that came out. I done so many words, and I hold up my hand as to offer a handshake, like a deal.
Finnick, his hands are still at his side, and he kind of brings them up to look at them. And he puts them into fists, and he's like, he won't shake your hand. Even though his hands have been completely healed, he is afraid of himself. And he just gets this really fake smile, and he puts at his elbow and he says, I guess, yep, we'll worry about the rest later. Like an elbow bump.
How close are we to Havelock?
Wandering wise, I would have said you stopped to have this conversation there in the doorway, and you could only just now be moving forward.
All right.
Really quickly, DM, the way that Finnick is acting, does Lorelei have a high enough insight to recognize that body language?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Because it mirrors her own.
Sick. Perfect. Thank you.
Don't you incite me. Don't you incite me, you scoundrel. Get out of here.
Yeah, how dare you? Nothing's.
Character point is
completely
inside.
How
fine.
you? Oh no! How dare you perceive me?
How dare you roleplay in this game?
What the hell?
Okay, what is happening? Can I just say, I do make a note of Finnick not checking my hand.
He has his fist clenched and he's like, do you know
I-
that moment in My Hero Academia where like Deku's like his eyes are filled with tears but he's still smiling even though it's like the most painful thing? That's kind of like what his face looks like right now.
Do I notice that? Storyteller.
Oh, yeah, you all do.
Oh, good. Even with a 3, oh, good.
Nim is
Um,
leading the
okay, I
way
do notice that,
down towards.
but I don't say anything. So I sort of just put my hand back and go, okay, and that's it from me for that.
All right. The group of you, as you take the winding descent below the biblioplex, there's this feeling that passes among a lot of you that could only be described as a heavy companionship. It's almost like a secret shared among allies, tenuous trust. But there's something akin to hope. And all of you gain a point with each other. And this point is essentially a help point among friends. In the event that one among you within 35 feet fails a skill check or a saving throw, you can spend your help point every 8 hours to give your proficiency bonus to that roll. It does take your reaction to do so.
Sick.
Sorry, I think I zoned out. What?
That's
What are you
neat.
doing?
We each get a point,
Yeah.
right? So that if anyone fails a saving throw or a skill check who is within 35 feet of us, we can give them our proficiency bonus
Oh, okay.
as a
Yep.
friend help thing so that
Yep.
hopefully they can pass.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sorry, I thought I missed half that. I thought we were having to roll for something. That's fine.
You've gained a point of friendship with each other.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like rings and stuff. Was that like level 5? Like a pyramid, friendship pyramid.
You do not need to make a perception check. And unless there's extra roleplay, you make it down to the pools. And the pools themselves are beautiful. It's almost like a natural fresh water, and they don't combine or cross ever, but there's like an ocean salted scented beach front, literally like false canal, and then there's the equivalent of like an onsen or like a hot spring of all fresh water. The light is dim. It's fairly dark in here. You can hear a soft song, but it's husky, broken, the humming and the voice, like there should be power. It sounds like it could almost be beautiful. It sounds like the vocal cords themselves are sad and broken. Lorelei, I need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Yay! Great! Okay, let's see. Nat 20 for a total of 27.
Nice.
Nice.
As
I am angry
Yeah.
and firm.
As tears threaten unbidden to fall, you rein in the very visceral reaction because you know what that means. You know exactly who that is. You know what you're going to find. And there is a part of you that is stubborn and filled with a frustrated self and everything hatred, the unfairness and the egregious destruction. But you remain poised. And then the lot of you step around the stone edge and you see Arnav covered in frostbite and ink. You can see where thorns have been cut away from his flesh. Lorelei, you immediately focus on that beautiful long fin, easily 50 or so feet long as it twists and twirls. The fan tails that move along the side should look as aesthetic and elegant as a ballerina's tulle, and instead they are marred and broken. The fin itself does not move, it sways in the ripples of the water like a dead fish. And Arnav looks exhausted. You can see where some briars have grown out of his hip and stomach, and he is currently humming, eyes closed, as he rips them from his flesh. And then the song stops, and his eyes open. I need all of you to make a charisma saving throw as the gaze of a siren lands upon you. The only one among you that is immune is Lorelei.
Ooh,
Huh?
oh.
I first said the gaze. I was like, let's go. The gaze is out fucking time. Especially with my yeah. Right. I'll put it in the dice talk chat.
I love being immune to things, yeah. Let's go.
And then the order that you post it, please let chat know what you got on that charisma saving throw to resist being enchanted.
That is a 9 for Cassius.
Oh no.
You immediately fall in love with Professor Havelock.
My God, he's the most beautiful man I've ever seen.
Did you say that out loud, legit?
Nick, you're next.
Yep.
Oh
Making my-
no.
there we go.
23 for Finn.
Hey,
You got too much shit going on to be enchanted.
23 resists.
Nim got a 14.
Nim is also in love with Professor Arnav.
21. 16 plus 5.
Okay, you are not. You resist. This is so funny. It's like opposite of like who should be failing and who should be making it. You know what I mean? Okay, and August.
Nim's right hand is shaking and is going for the small of his back.
Yeah, 19 for August.
Okay. August, you barely resist. And this visceral wave like falls over all of you, and then he tries to pull himself up out of the water, ends up slipping, gruffly says something under his breath, and then he just closes his eyes and he focuses, and that in love feeling vanishes. So he's just sitting in the water, eyes closed, uncomfortably. Sorry.
Nim looks down, and there is a stiletto gripped in his hand. And he tries to sleight of hand put it away before anyone sees.
Go ahead and roll.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say he looks down and there's a stiletto. And
Yeah,
he's happy
just-
to see him. He's like,
And then talking about his hands were spread. Now they're
Yeah.
stretched at the front.
14 on sleight of hand.
Anybody with a passive
I'm not rolling
perception
high.
of 14 or higher, you notice.
Woo! Let's go.
Passive perception.
Passive perception, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Damn it.
be a passive. Yeah, mine's not
Damn
that
it.
high. I'm upset. I'm like, dang,
That's
I
high,
would've
but not
noticed.
that high. I think I would
Nim?
notice a stiletto, but sure.
Nim, if you glance at Lorelei, she glares at you as you put that away.
All right. And he does not know how to react to this. He's like looking down at his hands. They're kind of shaking.
This is okay. I just need to say this is Sly. I'm sorry. So you fell in love with this, the professor, and you pulled. Okay, I'm sorry. So you were aroused, pulling out the stiletto, and you're like, "Yes, this is
What?
it."
Aroused?
What
No.
dark fucking romance is this? This is what all I'm getting at. All right. That's
Just-
what-
Aroused?
No,
I can tell you safely, absolutely not.
in love, different.
Uh-huh.
Different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I will say there was no forced arousal. It was very much an apex predator to lure its prey. Because that is what sirens are. And that false feeling of being in love, a flood of dopamine because of magic.
I think feeling it and then feeling it go away, and then Cassius' perception, I think, was high enough to see that. He just put a hand on Nim's shoulder, seeing him shaking, but not say anything. Just to try to be reassuring, because he's not sure what's going on.
Ooh. Well, that was weird.
Indeed.
But we're all normal now, right?
I was not anticipating your arrival here.
We thought we'd save you the trip.
I had originally sent directions to wait, and that I would come explain as much as I could to all of you.
Yeah, it feels like every time we wait, something seems to happen. So we thought, be proactive.
A decision was made.
And so it was. And he opens his eyes, and the glow of them has dimmed. So all of you are going to be taking classes with Professor Aurelius.
It seems that way.
All of you are in danger.
Yeah, I think we guessed that anyway, but any particular danger?
His shoulders kind of drop a little. He's not looking at any of you. He's looking down at the water. That long tail that's useless. You are allowed to continue to stay and learn at Strixhaven.
I didn't realize it was a chance for us not, but good to know.
You have not turned Auric yet.
What does that mean?
August shifts uncomfortably.
Why would we turn Ulrich? Are they not at fault here?
We believe they have tampered with... No, we know that throughout the annals of Strixhaven's history, the 𝖈𝖔 have been an ever-present adversary. They are led by a once student and then eventually professor of our fine school. They are called the 𝖈𝖔 after him. 𝕨𝓆𝓪 Pierre 𝖈𝖔. He was originally in line to become the next oracle. But the founding dragons did not choose him. The current residing oracle of Strixhaven, whom keeps this pocket domain, this dimension afloat and connected and safe. In his rage, he attacked. Many students and professors alike were slain. One of the founding dragons was injured. It was a catastrophe. And ultimately, he was banished. His cult has adapted to wearing masks. Probably in some solidarity, because his face was ruined, destroyed in the combat. This was centuries ago. And as you have all probably read, Strixhaven is an ancient, a very ancient place of magic and learning. Some say it is as old as the star that acts as the sun in our solar system, which you will learn all about. Unfortunately, the weave, the one that we most commonly use, is not the only one. There is a parasitic weave. And a lot of you are lucky enough that you were born under its grip, or in some of your cases, created. And he looks down at his palms, this time raising them up out of the water. You will have noticed throughout your life, trouble seems to follow you. Bad happenings, unlucky circumstances, death, curses, pain. You either hurt yourself or the people that you love the most, and yet you yearn for the curling sky, for the rolling hills, and for freedom. It's because you intuitively know that you are running away from the dark that you were born into. Corian designed that all of you should be here when we were not accepting any more first years. Not with the travesties that had been happening. He's discerned a way, though we have not figured out how, because he is unable to read fractals or arrays. And for those of you that don't know, fractals and arrays are a formula of quandrix. They are a blueprint from that school of magic left behind like a thumbprint. All of us that can cast leave them behind. There is a very, 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 very rare few who can see them, who can taste colors, to hear the music they make. Professor Aurelius will be able to
help you keep this darkness at bay. Because when you turn, the mask waiting for you. I know none of this is true. I know only what I have learned. But apparently each of you that is born has been carved a mask from 𝓈𝓷 and his cult, waiting for you to don it. And it appears when you're ready. And you need only put it on. And there is no turning back. We have spoken of something called the third and fourth weave. They have a tendency to eat magic, a tendency to borrow magic from the first and second weave. The first being the weave from 𝓈𝖔𝖏, the second being the weave from 𝓨. The third weave is from an entity in the far realm, a creature known only as the Shadow. It was banished by a group of heroes, but at a very great cost. And then there is the fourth weave, a vampiric siphoner. It works through conduits. It uses other latent magic capabilities, and it takes the very foundation of creation and it mutates it. There is a race that was created by the fourth weave, or using it. They are called mutants. But they take the base foundations of a changeling and they twist it into something else, closer to a machine than anything. What we know about these weaves is limited. After all, the sorcerers, the casters, capable of seeing the quadratic array, the formula that make up these weaves, are so rare. Somehow Corian's figured it out. I don't know how, and I don't know what his pure design is. But he wants to help all of you from turning into the darkness that lurks just below the surface. And then he looks at you, Lorelei. And I will do anything to help you as well. I am sorry that your first day has been so terrible, and that your life leading up to this point has been something I couldn't even guess at imagining. But I'm here now.
And Lorelei, you feel like he's talking to just you.
And I'm going to do everything in my power to make up for the years of my absence. But as you can see, my companions and I are just recently returned from a campaign. And I did not make it through unscathed. We lost 2 of our closest allies and friends to an evil so terrible that it would rather cripple you than kill you, so that it continue to watch you suffer. And he looks away finally. My apologies. This is all a lot.
First of all, I'm sincerely sorry for your loss. But secondly, and I'm treating this with all due respect, if you wanted us to find and slaughter the 𝓈𝓷, you didn't have to come up with this fancy tale about destiny. You could have just offered us money. Or something else of value.
But when you rather...
Impressive story, though.
I'm sorry. Are you saying you don't... you don't believe you are what you are?
If I was a powerful person who wanted to find some pawns to kill off the last remaining dregs of a cult, which are, admittedly, a thorn in our side, I would definitely go around and find some unfortunate souls, fabricate this entire destiny, masks that are waiting for them, agency that isn't real, lure them to a school, and maybe perhaps not all of it's exactly as it was supposed to be. I don't think the elemental was supposed to happen, for example. I believe you that the Auric are real and that they're a threat. But nobody commands my destiny. Not you, and not some fucking cult. And like, you guys, like, for the first time, like, Nim's, like, letting bleed some, like, actual venom. And he, like, catches himself. I don't mean to be disrespectful. You did a good job motivating me to kill these dudes. But I don't have any evidence that my brain isn't under my own control. Respectfully.
You are in control now. It's all about the choices you make. But you are able to tap into all of these weaves of magic. That's what I'm saying. Your potential to be powerful far outweighs even myself. And when I'm not drunk and acting like an asshole, and waxing philosophical about how none of this fucking really matters. He shrugs. I just thought you should know. You were born special. And if you want to
Everyone's born
continue-
special.
According to their mother. But what makes someone really special is their choices. Nim. Look, if you want to leave the school, I can make it happen. I can let you go back to wherever you came from. But these Auric will be looking for you, especially because of the elemental. I don't know the details of it. Corian is talking with Professor Yolthus and Aurelius. The fact that your magics were the only one that could hurt it, it's mean Strixhaven has been compromised. There is an Auric on campus, a full functioning member of their hierarchy, capable of blending in and of siphoning our magic to blend and look just like everybody else. I can't see an array. Can any of you? I don't think so. But you're in danger. Because who knows what their true goal is. Maybe they kidnap you, and maybe they slowly break you. I, for one, won't let that happen if you stay. But if you stay, it's going to be dangerous, but it will be less dangerous than if you return to your homes. If Corian...
I mean, would it
I
be
was
any more
already-
dangerous?
Because if
Than it has been today?
Corian has figured out a way, that conniving little warlock, to find out where you are and to design all of you showing up at Strixhaven in the way that you have, then the Auric, who should have been an oracle, and you students, an oracle that's almost omniscient, godlike in their power. And he kind of, his spine sort of bows and like, almost like pose a 1,000-yard stare. This guy's just been through shit. I want to protect you, and I want to teach you. And I want to help all of you not fail. Because failure to me is you choose that mask. You take that dark path for all that power. And he just exhales. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm barely a decent person. I don't know what to tell you.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
This power that you claim is within us, that we may turn to become an 𝓈𝓕, is it strong enough to take over who we are, to become out of control? I only ask because I have experienced something like this before, but I just always assumed it was more of myself being blinded by my own anger
He
in the
nods.
heat of battle.
He looks down. He nods. He runs a hand across the water, making ripples. That's the fourth weave reaching for you. And some of you might even be dipping into the fifth weave, which we know even less about. The fifth weave of magic is something unspeakable. Maybe none of you, other than Cassius, have experienced out of control magic, but his eyes land on you, Finn. And maybe more than one of you have experienced out of control magic. It isn't your fault.
What isn't your fault, Finn?
That was my fault. All of that was my fault.
You had no idea.
No idea?
You didn't know what happened.
No. But I sure as hell felt it. I knew it was happen. It always happens.
What happened, Finn?
I fucked up, that's what happened. I really
Well, why
fucked
didn't you just tell us, Finnick?
because
You really want to tell us?
I don't want to tell you. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to...
Clearly,
Don't
we're
be
all in
what?
this together, and it seems that failure may impact all of us. That
Well,
being
I'm
said-
concerned. Sorry. I'm concerned that...
Go ahead.
Because I spoke about this before. You weren't here, Finnick, because you disappeared. We don't know who we can trust here. And I'm starting to doubt if I can trust you right now.
You shouldn't trust
I
me.
take a step forward.
You shouldn't trust me at all. Because
Okay.
I don't know what I did. All right, I have no idea what I did, but it was my fault because I took that step, and for some bloody reason, it felt good. You want to know what I did?
happened?
I would love to know.
I like an idiot, I made a deal with the 𝓨𝓭.
Do I know what that is? Storyteller. I don't know. I
You
don't know
made a
what that is.
deal. What was the deal? Can
I
you
mean, I
tell
wouldn't
us?
interfere with. Well, listen. If you know anything about my, well, anything about me, not really me, but in general, if you know anything about me, there's two sides of the same coin: the silly and the unsilly, the good, the bad, the dark and the light, that kind of thing, right? And I have been lying to you since day one. And I made a deal with them, and then they offered me they offered to show me something, and I just wanted to learn how to control it. I just wanted to know how not to tear people down. I wanted it not to be the dark thing that everyone always says it was.
You want to be better.
I
You
want
don't
to
want
be.
to hurt. You want to help. I get it.
I just want a purpose.
I understand. What happened?
I don't know. It's as if something opened. One minute I was in the middle of the biblioplex. I was hand in hand with Mist. She said we were to power share or something, and she would teach me how to control this little problem I have when it comes to controlling my magic.
Okay.
And something opened, and there were people with masks. And one minute I was me, and the next I was like it wasn't me. There's another part of me. I did something terrible.
Where's Miss?
Did anyone in this room right now say that they've not done something terrible? And I look around. We've
Where's
all
Miss?
done things in our past that we may regret. But it's what we do after that that's important. And you can keep wallowing if you want. You can do what you want. You can disappear. You can wallow, whatever. We can move on from this. You
People
can
are
learn.
hurt because of me.
Everyone,
People get hurt all the times.
everyone,
People get hurt all the time. Look how many people got hurt
absolutely
today.
hurt. I mean,
Finnick, says Arnav. Everyone will recover. Mist was gravely injured, but she will heal. Malachi is an impeccable healer. He was just solely focused on keeping her alive.
none of that should have happened in the first place. I couldn't even see her anymore. It was like I wasn't even there anymore.
Cannot help how you were born, how you were made. I want
do you
all
mean,
of you
born
to
or
understand.
made?
Even Nim, you should not be capable of feats of magic that you are capable of. A first year who is wit and rogue, capable of casting a detect magic.
And gorgeous as well.
Thank you. Both of you.
You are gifted. And we want to teach you. Aurelius is our best chance at showing you how to navigate through this. And I will also do my best.
In? Did you think you killed a friend?
It wasn't about life or death. It was that everything else disappeared, and in front of me there was... It was incredible. It was incredible and tempting, and
And people got hurt. That's what you said.
I didn't know that I was hurting them.
put my hand on Finnick's shoulder, and again, but with none of the previous attitude, with just a first time.
Sadly, no. Not first time. The worst part is that there was this, I don't know what he called himself, but he was so strange and so broken, and I changed him. I took him apart and remade him.
Anyone that's watching Arnav in that moment, as Finn says that, he winces. There is quite...
I'm fully focused on Phoenix, so I don't notice the...
No worries. But anyone that is focused on Arnav, there's a personal investment in that particular...
Phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said it.
Oh, we know.
Well, we know your ways.
Then let's make a deal. We stay out of Fae business for a bit.
That's impossible.
We do our best.
If you knew who I was, it is impossible to stay out of Fae business. It is my livelihood.
There's a way to do everything. We just don't know how to do it yet.
As someone who has left behind the livelihood that was set forth for him, I too believe that it is possible to change the path that someone has told you you must follow.
Oh my god, guys, OBS crashed. In like
No.
this way, I think we missed that whole thing.
Which whole thing?
Okay,
The
Dolly-
whole thing?
Yeah,
Not
the
the whole
whole
thing.
discussion. Yeah,
No, there's no way, because we will notice it crashing beforehand.
it did. It literally, it had a big thing. It's been out.
Yeah, no. What I'm getting at is, if you're saying we've missed a whole thing, we've been talking for like half
No,
an
no,
hour.
no, no, no. I mean, like the
Half
whole
an hour.
last part of the conversation between.
Oh,
Right.
that's
Yeah, it made it seem like that the whole conversation for the last half an hour or so. Okay, that's fine.
Oh no. At least Dolly has it, right?
as the recording, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
This
Okay,
is why
good.
we have the
I'll just
recording.
send it.
I mean, the only thing that's not been was on the stream was Professor Winston and saying about, and Cassie saying something about change. Wasn't that what was going on?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Nim and I just trying to be reassuring that there's another possibility.
I don't know if I let it come through well enough, but when I hand on Finnick's shoulder, looking into Finnick's eyes, there was no Nim there anymore. Not the one you know. There was this cold, to Finnick specifically. No one else should. That's like eye to eye. There was this venom.
Adam. Sorry, I think of that every time.
Like,
I know.
like toward him, or just
No,
in
it
general?
was first time, and the implication there is that where you are is where Nim lives.
Okay.
Where you are at that moment is where Nim lives.
And when he says, like when Finnick has said to you that it's not his first time, sadly, that people have been hurt or that he has hurt someone, It's like
Nim's like, just like me
festering
for
wound.
real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
But in his case, it's never purposeful, so it looks like he's just like he blames himself over and over and over again
And
for hurting people.
so the audience knows, because their players are not saying it out loud.
Oh, we are back, by the way.
August and Lorelei are having visceral, private reactions.
Oh,
It is a storm inside. But outside, it is a porcelain mask of fragility and calm. Lorelei has been making some saves to keep it together. August is quiet in a way that is almost uncharacteristic. But Nim and Skyla are focused solely on Finnick.
oh yeah, no, fully on Finnick and their bullshit.
So Cassius, can you describe for the audience perhaps what is going on for you?
Cassius is pretty good at keeping his composure under duress, sort of being pushed to the point of being really enraged. He's doing a lot of contemplating and I think connecting some dots in his past. And sort of trying to also, I guess, put together how everything's connected with, like, SETI, with Corian, with the Oracle, things that Apple told them, kind of like he's mentally trying to put together the whole crime, I guess. So... probably very contemplative look on his face, but also exuding a bit of somber aura.
Okay. I'm happy to let the players continue RPing or wrap up in a usual like I do cliffhanger.
I like how you warn us that it's gonna be cliffhanger.
No, I think I'm good on my part.
I mean, the only thing
Call
Finnick
that-
wants
call
to
that
say is
Finnick's bullshit.
apologize. That's it.
Oh, warned cliffhanger.
I apologise.
Wow, this cliff sure has a different shade. It looks like it has animation frames.
Oh no.
To go back to what you said, it's like, do you apologise to everyone or just what?
No, to Arnav in particular. Like he's sitting there and that's what he wants to do, but he's like waiting for you guys. Like he's just kind of there.
Does he look
know,
at
he expresses
Arnav and
it.
say, I'm
Oh,
sorry?
he straight up looks at him and he's like, I'm really sorry, and thank you for saving me.
He lifts a hand. All is forgiven. If you feel you need to be forgiven. I made that choice.
I'm sorry that
I made the choice to save you. I didn't have to, but I did. And then using his arms, he tries again to pull himself up out of the water.
Cassius walks over and extends a hand to him.
Before he can grab your hand, he rolled an 8. He's got such a good
Oh, no.
plus on this, but he actually falls and smashes the side of his face on the stone, and he curses. And then he'll take your hand, and he's quite strong, and he's very heavy. That tail. Roll an athletics check.
Athletics. Good thing I'm a little bit strong. That's a 22.
Okay. You manage to. He locks his wrists, his like palms over your hands, etc. You know, like when you lock like wrists grabbing each other, and he has you drag him out of the water over to where the towels are. And the whole time, that serpentine, beautiful broken fin just unravels and uncoils like a snake. And Lorelei, it makes you physically ill to look at it. And then there's a flash of blue light. He says, well, for your detention, you'll be training with Aurelius in the detention bog. If you need more time to
Detention
process...
bog?
Bog. Like a swamp. It's in Witherbloom.
Oh,
Been there before.
Carmen.
I should
First day.
also tell you that we, when I say we, it's Wit and I, but we believe that there are other students that potentially suffer from the Auric curse.
You identified them.
Sadly, no. It's a work in progress.
This is just a hunch, but based on the fact that much of this seems to have been orchestrated, and based on some of what I've heard, is there a chance that 𝕨𝓏 may be a suspect in being an Auric?
The
Perhaps
tabaxi?
it's not a coincidence. Yes,
The green one?
perhaps it's indeed.
She just didn't really seem smart enough.
Well, perhaps, but I don't know if you saw her during the incident with the elemental.
I'll be honest. I was coming off of a 30-day bender. There is not a lot I noticed.
Is the cumulative hangover literally killing you right now?
I have a bit of the DTs, if you're wondering.
30 days, your constitution must be godly.
It is.
Imagine if I worked out.
When Cassius said 𝕨𝓏's name, that kind of seems to pull August from whatever he is like distracted with. But yeah, and he kind of chimes in. He says, she showed some magic at the fight this morning. That seemed unusual for her, I suppose.
Well, I'll bring it up to Aurelius. And Corian. He rolls his eyes every time he says Corian.
Sir, can Corian be trusted?
I don't know. During our campaign, a Baylor ripped out of his shoulder and almost killed us. So,
It seems like we have a lot of monsters in our midst.
I'm sorry.
While all this is happening, I'm still looking at Finnick. Just
don't think it's anything you need to apologize for, Professor. It's not necessarily your fault.
If you have any further questions, I'm happy to answer them one-on-one or with a group of you, but it is time that you get back to class. Unless you need me to excuse you in the event that you need to process, in which case I can, and I am happy to.
Would you be willing to share your Atlas contact with us, should we need to reach you?
I broke mine.
Ah. So perhaps we should reach out to Wit, then. Or what would be the best method to reach you?
Wit.
Very well.
And then I need you to make a group perception check.
Perception, you said?
Yes.
Okay, I heard deception. I was like, why?
No,
Why are we decepting as a group right now?
And then, Lorelai, once everybody's posted it, will you add it up, please?
Yes. Let me do that really quick. I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't
Do
ask
this
me. It
with
took
my
me like
mind.
5 minutes last time the DM asked me.
79,
It's
No.
terrible.
98, I think. Could be wrong.
3, 4, 5,
16?
6.
17? 16?
The total is 98.
No, I was right.
Okay. While he's talking to you, Arnav is like, there's that flash of like soft light, and then his legs return to like their more human form, and all of the mermaid leviathan-like appendages, frills, fins, fans shift into just looking very sea elf, and he's crawling up like he's got privacy cover on, essentially, so he can't see anything, and then he's like trying to climb up into his chair, and he does, and he's using the new little belt that Finnick made him, and he's getting that all in, and upstairs there's a shiver in the building. Not quite the catastrophic effect of an earthquake, but something like the aftershock, a rumble. And the stone on stone grinds ever so slightly. And then there is a massive clap of thunder, and Arnav, by some unseen force, is thrown across the room.
It's one thing after another.
Before
great.
he hits the wall on the other side, he's suspended up in the air, and he's gritting and growling, and some unseen force growls back. Because you guys made the DC, Nim and August, you know what this is. It is a phantasmal assassin. It is commonly used in the Dark Triad to kill certain individuals that are in the way. For August, you have been on the receiving end of such a trial before. For Nim, one was sent after your best friend. And though no one in the room with you knows either of that about your history, the two of you are immediately ready for combat. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Yeah.
Wait.
Damn.
Man,
Thanks for the warning about the cliffhanger.
I wanted to talk to my dad. What the heck?
You're gonna save his life first.
Great. With my luck, I won't get that opportunity.
Oh my god.
Ah.
He'll
Okay.
die?
That
Oh,
was a great session. Well done, everybody.
Serious stuff. Let's go.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
Well
not
played.
fun
Yeah,
anymore.
bullshit, Finnick.
Mm-hmm. The moment Finn was like, I was lying to you the whole time, Lorelai's like, tell me something I don't know, please.
Right?
Okay, two things about Finnick. He lies with a purpose, and he lies very well unless he's lying or it like he lies. He's a good liar unless he wants to be caught in his own lie. Do you see what I'm saying?
Now he's
If
out.
you watched him play games, like
Yeah,
when you
'cause
watch
he's done it a few times now.
with purpose.
Yeah.
He always
Yeah.
lies or pretends to be telling. Like his lying is with purpose, if that makes sense. And if he
Yeah.
wants you to know that he's lying, he makes